Hope I scared a few people. I don't know why I hope that, but hello. How are you guys? Yeah, good to see all of you. What is up? Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with this pitch shifted effect I got ready at all times. It's pretty dope. It also only took me like 2 hours to set up, but definitely worth it. So, hey Migati, been a while. Good to see you again, man. Gerard, Marie, Adventures in Sound. Did I ever get your real name? If not, please provide, because I like to be on a first name basis with whoever watches. This is a pretty loungy little tune we got going here. I'm gonna mess it up a little bit. Jakob, all right. Good to see you, man. So what is today all about? Well, a Superman stunt double. Well, I'll definitely tell my girlfriend that, and she'll laugh and will not agree at all, but thank you. Maybe the face, but the body is pretty much the opposite of Superman. I'm probably what you call skinny fat, right? Yeah, I should exercise more, that's for sure. But shouldn't we all? Hi, Brandon. Good to see you. Thank you, Jakob. Glad to hear that, man. Hi, Magnus. Okay. Did anything interesting happen in anyone's life recently? I mean, I can start and tell you that me and Pernille we're thinking about getting a kitten. Thank you, Thomas. And if it works out, we will get like a little studio kitten here. We can have a little kitten cam. Yeah, man, that's a Corona decision, if anything. Like, I grew up without animals. Pernille had animals all the time, and I do love them. I love animals for sure, but it's gonna be my first time ever having a pet. Let's see if it works out. Everybody wants pets right now. They're flying off the shelves, if they were on shelves, and but I like the idea of having a little cat companion here in the studio, yawning, sitting on top of the drum machine. So that's what's going on in my life, apart from, of course, making an album. And good decision, Marie. Yeah, I mean, I think my 2020 would have been quite a bit better if I had a pet. During those lockdown seasons. Damn. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about the Patreon that's finally up and running. I've been talking about it for so long, pretty much since the first stream, I think, and now I'm finally ready to share it and invite you guys to join. let me just share a link. And also on Facebook. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know about Patreon, but it's this place. Let me hit you up with some background music. It's a little bit quiet for my taste. But it's a place where you can subscribe to whatever I'm doing and get like tons of extra stuff that only you get access to. So like for instance right now, that means songs that no one else can hear. It means samples that no one else can get. And it means being able to get access to, for instance, that's funny, Owen. Yeah, they can be good company as well, for sure. But yeah, about that Patreon, I actually have like a lot of stuff to put up there, and right now we got what do we have? We have in the first tier, which is like €3 a month, I think it is. There are 2 songs that aren't released anywhere else and won't be for maybe ever, but at least for a very long time. One of them is one of the tracks I worked on this Monday called Enough, which is a demo from 2013. And the other one is a demo from late 2019. I'm calling it XY19. That I started with Sequoia back in the day. We had one day here in the studio, just recorded a whole bunch of synths, and yeah, I'm gonna play you a little of it in a second. But I've been looking forward to this because it is a way for me to release stuff at sort of like a quicker pace, and also share my process. Thanks, Lisa. Share my process and maybe release some stuff that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for a place like Patreon. But I mean, I'll be honest, it's also a way of you to support me being able to continue these live streams in the very long run, because that's what I want to do. I want to share everything I know about making music, and also just the process of composing and release as much stuff as possible. And if we get this Patreon up and running, it would make a huge difference for me. I think a lot of artists are gonna go that way. Because what you pay in there, I'm pretty sure that it's 92% of whatever if you decide to subscribe, 92% of the money will go directly to me. There's no fee to a label. There's no fee to like a manager or whatever. I don't have one anyways. It's just me and you, baby. But it's a way of directly contributing. That I think can make a big difference for me, and for you as well, because I'll be able to do as much stuff as possible to share with you, and that is the whole goal. But you gotta be creative these days, because I've been able to play like 4 concerts in a year, man, and that's usually for musicians where the money comes from. So yeah, I am fine. This is not a pity party. I am fine. I just want to make sure that I'm fine in the long run as well. And Gert, what do you when you say why not on Twitch? What do you mean? Yeah, Marie. That's why they're on Patreon. There are free tiers, which means there are 3 different ways of subscribing. The lowest tier is €3 a month, and you get access to most of the B-sides and extra releases. You get some extra behind the scenes stuff, and you get a little bit of samples. Okay, Gerd, I'll look into that. I don't quite know how it works on Twitch, but I'll look into it. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. It is a much more sustainable model in the long run, and I think historically it's like it's the best way for the audience to ever support an artist, because it is so, like, it's directly to the artist. I mean, the percentage we get from Spotify is still, and every other streaming service, YouTube is even worse. It's pennies. I mean, unless you're streaming like millions a month, and maybe that's not even enough. It's not gonna cut it at all. So yeah, especially if you do music that isn't super mainstream, this is really a way to do it. But I was talking about the different tiers, I think. So yeah, lowest tier, you get most of the extra music, not all of it, but most of it. I'll write that down, Owen. Like that, Stems. I think we can work that out. It definitely has to be under some kind of Creative Commons thing where, you know, I have to say yes to it being released and then get some percentages extra just because it's a released song. But I'll write it down. Okay, and then we got the middle tier. And on the middle tier, you get all of the samples as well. And I'm going to release a lot of samples and instruments. I'm going to show you a few of them today. And yeah, so that's an all access. And I think, was that 8? Did I set it to 8? I think it's €8. It's kind of a lot, but I mean, it depends on... you're gonna get a lot. So if you're a musician and you make music yourself, that would be the right one for you. And then there's a VIP one, and the reason why that's so expensive, that's €50, but that's because you get 1 hour of like personal screen time a month with me. We can do like an education type of thing. You know, I can show you exactly what you need, the things you're lacking. I can give music feedback, just all types of advice or whatever. You know, I'll be I'm flexible as to what we want to spend that hour on, but there's only going to be 5 available of those because I don't think I'm going to have time for more than that, but that's an option as well. And Migati, as you write, yes, the power of Bandcamp. I haven't been able to set it up yet, but pretty soon I'll be ready with everything on Bandcamp. There's going to be like huge discount codes if you're a member of Patreon as well. Exactly, Lisa. I mean, just this live streaming thing, I feel like I'm more in touch with whoever's following Rangle than I've ever been before, and it has made a huge difference also artistically, because I think I'm just doing better work. And maybe it's just that thing of knowing that someone has an interest in an opinion, and I don't know, it really means a lot. And to Magnus, merchandise is gonna be like a thing in the long run. Right now, my plate is all set, or full. Is that? My plate is full. I think that's the expression. My plate is full with making the new album, and then making like sample and instrument content and whatever for Patreon, because this is a one-man operation. I'm doing everything myself. I'm doing the all of the graphics, every single interaction. I think I'm gonna mix and master the release myself. It's gonna be a one man thing. So the merchandise is something I want to have ready for when an album drops, but I don't think it's gonna be before then. And then I'm gonna look at a vinyl repress as well. But maybe with the Patreon, we can do some polls as well, and I can see how many people are interested, because I don't want to like press 500 vinyls and then 4 people are interested, because they are really expensive to make still. But I have the files that I need. I have the files that I need to just send it into Lounge Zero. Gerd, well, I mean, I think Patreon is a way of crowdfunding, but it's more like in a sustainable way, because it's not just about one album, but it's more like in the long run. But if you want to sort of crowdfund this album, like being in the middle tier, since you make music as well, is something that can make a huge difference for me. I'm going to show you the page. Yeah, and sorry for being such a fucking salesman, but I've really spent a long time setting this page up, and I would love for you to join, but I also totally understand if it's too much. So, yeah, just the live streams are always going to be free. They're always going to be for everybody. And then I just want to make some extra stuff, and that's what it's all about. Okay, let's see. Here we go. So this is the Patreon page. And it kind of looks like a blog, really, like a Tumblr or something. But if I turn off the music here, then pinned to the top of the page, we got enough. Oh, let me just check if I've set it up for so that you can hear what's playing here. Virtual. Okay, I think you'll be able to hear it now. Yeah. I've been aiming medals at the sun. Let me just answer a few questions here. So, you're so right, Marie-Louise. It definitely has brought about new ways of doing things. A lot of it out of necessity, but I don't know. I've been looking for a new way of doing things for a while anyways. To Frederik, the low tier, which is €3, you get some of the samples as well. Right now, I think I've made a multi-sample pack of the RD8, the analog drum machine, available for the low tier as well, and some one-shots. But most of the samples are gonna be available to the all-access patrons. So that's €8 a month. But I mean, you can be part of it for a few months, get your content. You can go off of it for a few months, that's completely up to you. But if you want all the samples, I would choose the all access one. Okay, let's see here. So that's enough, and that was a demo from 2013. That you can stream it on Patreon, and I think it's actually decent enough as an app. If you download it to your iPhone or Android, you can do it like that. But you can also download both the MP3 and a WAV file, so you can get all of it. And I'm gonna write a little story about everything, so you get some context. For instance, with Enough, yeah, I made that one last year. When the first, or I didn't make it, I rediscovered it last year when the first lockdown hit. I picked up my old PCs that I have, like I just had them in the studio forever, just as a sort of a fail-safe, a backup. And I went through some old songs. It was the only thing I could get myself to do. It's such a weird time, man. But I found this one, and then I've mixed it and remastered it to sound better, because it definitely sounded like a demo. But all of the tracks are from back then, and I honestly think it sounds pretty fucking modern and kind of could be released today. And it really is like a straitjacket kind of Wrangler-Kloss vibe.
I've been aiming medals at the sun. Don't know what I'm trying to prove. Could it be enough? Could it be enough? Crawl, crawl the bed.
Yeah. So that one you can get. And I'm always gonna I'm always gonna give him like a version 1.0 or whatever name, because I might update them in the future. And that way you can sort of always tell which version you got. Here's another one. This is for the all access tier. I made this pack of transitions and effects that I made in Omnisphere. They're completely original sounds, and yeah, there's a few audio demos here. Yeah, you like that zoom in? I enjoyed it as well. And Migati, thank you, man. Yeah, And Dablin, have you ever written before in the chat? Because I feel like that's the first time I've seen your name. If so, welcome. Good to have you aboard, man. And hi, Julia. Haven't seen you around either before. Lovely. Nice to have you with us. Yeah, so these are like super spacey, but really great transition effects that I made in Omnisphere, and you can get them. Okay, so this next one I'm really excited about. I think it's the best thing on the Patreon yet. That isn't unreleased songs, and I have it ready for you to show you here. It's a drum rack that I've made by, just a second. Yeah, man. You're always welcome. Okay, but this one, I don't know if you can see it. I think so. It's the RD8 by Behringer. It's a fully analog drum machine, and it's a complete knockoff of the Roland 808. And the 808 is the most incredible drum machine. It's the most popular one ever, and you can hear it in anything from house house music, and then it's in hip hop. It is the machine. So when I play you something from it, you'll be able to know it immediately. Like, I don't know. We can make a quick hip hop pattern here, I guess. Hey, Madeline. Oh man, I'll have to, ask me again when we start working on site, because my mind is is elsewhere right now. But let's talk about some favorites. I want to hear yours as well. Okay, whatever. So this is gonna be a pretty bad pattern, but just think like early 80's. Okay, so it's all messed up right now. Do you recognize that sound? Ooh, now I know. I had this plugin going. Yeah. That sound. Boom, boom. I mean, it's just the most classic drum machine ever. But I tried to make it as analog as possible by multi-sampling it. So when you see a sample here, what it actually is 8 samples for the kick. And then with this guy, it randomly selects which of the 8 to play every time a note is triggered. So I guess if I just press it here, you can... No, maybe you can see it over there. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Just trust me. It plays another sample, and that is, yeah. Sexual Healing is 100% from the 808, and Massive Attack used it as well. I think everyone you've ever heard a song of they've used the sound from the 808. It's that big. So yeah, I multi-sampled it. And then I thought, well, that's pretty cool, but it's still, I want to do more with it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to turn the tempo up. This is like a super minimal. Whatever thing. You got the shake, the clavis. Let's add a clap, because these claps sound pretty spectacular as well. And you got 2 multi-sample claps. You got and a soft and a hard one. Okay, so over here you can see you got some extra stuff going on. You got the note chants, and if you this is all stuff I made, custom made for it. So dialing back the note chants. Oh man, are we really at the point now where we get spam comments? That's too soon. So yeah, the lower I put the note chants, the fewer notes actually go through the sort of like a note filter. So you can create these random breaks by just dialing down the note chants. Then you can add some note random. And then it plays the same melody, the same rhythm, but it selects randomly other notes than the one in the pattern. So that's also a funny way of making like these weird random breaks. Then I've set the shaper in the sampler to do this. And suddenly we're in like a warehouse in the Netherlands. Hey, can I turn this up a little bit? I want it to be louder. right? So now it's, and you can dial it in. So this is completely clean. Nah, I made it too loud. It's clipping. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Adding in the shaper, and it sounds much more modern and cool. Yeah, it becomes 1992 instead. So I really like this shaper amount. And it's global. Then you can add oscillator modulation. And it becomes almost like an FM synth. And over here, you see the same color. You can create an envelope in the way it does it. Let me zoom in again. Okay, and you can do the same with pitch mod. Pretty cool. And it sort of becomes like a strange machine you can work with. And then no, not the last thing, but you also got a regular pitch bend. But with this pitch bend, I've set it to a full octave, so you can make breaks like this or find sounds using it. But take a listen to this. Yeah, man, I love that. And then, because I was thinking about buying an Electron model samples, because you can do some performance stuff with it, I just tried to replicate it in live. And that means that, for instance, you can use this all attack and all decay and make all the sound shorter at the same time. And then you can do breaks like this. Everything becomes shorter. And then we can open back up. And do the same with attack. Yeah. So loads of stuff to work with. Then over here, as audio effects, we got a repeater. And a high-pass filter and a low-pass filter. And then we got some drum buzz amount and the glue. And this is sort of like a mix and mastering kind of machine you can put on here. And the last thing that yeah, man, hype. Super hype. You got the echo sweep and the reverb sweep, and these are like custom made racks that I created within this rack. You can see them over here, I guess. Let's see if I can make that work. The echo sweep. So you got a dry one, and a wet one. So that means that you can get the tail as well instead of just using a normal filter. So normal delay. So listen to this. Like that. And you're gonna keep the tail. So really great for build-ups and breaks. And the same with the reverb. Yeah. So this is not just a multi-sampled instrument. Or a multi-sampled drum rack. It's a performance tool as well. And it's for instance, up here you can hear something that I came across while playing around with it, where it almost sounds more like an FM synthesizer. And I think I'm gonna use this for something. There's nothing else. There's nothing besides what I just showed you going on. It's just one rack. I don't know, man. To me, this is a really interesting sound. So yeah, I use it a lot myself. I'm having fun with it. The last thing I can show you is this. Where I'm doing some automation. Yeah, so you can go from like having everything under control to total chaos in just a second. So yeah, you can get that. That's for everybody, everyone who joins. Thanks for following, man. Appreciate it. So let's see what else is here. Yeah, then we got stems from songs that are never finished. So these songs you can use to whatever you want. And that's for the 8-year-olds here. There's another one here with another song. So these are just demos that I think in the file there are 10 or 12 different stems. These are just a few of them. So yeah, you can download them. What do they look like? Let me just check 1 second. Got the page. No, that's not it. Yeah. Patreon folder, stems. And as you can see, I got quite a few ready to go. Yeah. So a lot of different stems here per song. And then we got the one-shot folder with kicks, snares, everything. I'm gonna make a lot of these. 'Cause I got so many. Yeah, that's good, Dublin. Gorillas is, yeah, I like them. Okay, so here's a song that's only available for the 8 tier. It's mainly just a live jam, but I thought, why not release it? Maybe some of you can remember it from the very first stream, the very first improvised stream. Like just uplifting house vibes.
This is me introducing you guys to good things.
Yeah, thanks, man. We will have a good stream. See you around soon. Have a good day at work. And as you can see, this is version 0.4. Because it needs works. It needs work. But it's getting there. And last thing that's on right now is this unreleased gem that I really like. Call it XY19. And yeah, as I said, you can get the WAV file, the MP3. You can stream it on Patreon if you download the app. But I don't know, I just want to say, like, that, yeah, there's a thing about being able to be supported financially. But I really like this thing about being able to just show you guys what I'm doing, like inviting you into the very process and being able to release stuff that I might not feel like it's, maybe I don't feel like it's 100% done, but maybe I'll never make it. Maybe I'll never finish it completely. And in that case, the way I feel right now is, why not give you a chance to see if there's anything there? Because you can overwork stuff and maybe you just destroy it. This song, for instance, I feel like there's just so many different ideas, but whenever I try to make sense of it and make it like short and sweet, just the magic is gone. So this type of track is perfect for Patreon, I think. I don't think it'll come as any surprise to anyone who's heard John Hopkins that I made this song in a period of time where I was listening a lot to his stuff. Okay, so that song and Enough, the song Enough, and a lot of other stuff is available if you join the free Euro tier on Patreon, and I hope you will, but as I said, no pressure. I'm pretty sure that is what I wanted to present from about the Patreon. If you have any questions, let me know. But I'm gonna be active. I'm gonna post a lot of, especially a lot of samples, and then hopefully, like over a year, I hope to release something like one B-side a month, if that's possible. That's my plan. Frederik, good question. I would say mainly other music, actually. It's very much in periods of time, but right now I listen very little to electronic music when I don't produce, because it's for sure still the main influence for my own music, but I think especially when I'm like knee deep in a process of making new music, I can quickly become almost disoriented by listening to too many other electronic artists, because I get so easily inspired. So the thing I mainly listen to when I'm in a process of making my own songs is like music that was released before 1980. So we're talking, for instance, I posted on Discord recently a playlist of like 60s dream pop, and I've been listening a lot to that, like the Monkees. I always listen to the Beach Boys. I always listen to Neil Young, stuff like that. But I think that's as close as I can get to listening to music like people who don't make music, because I've sort of lost that innocence, right? When it's your job, when it's what you do, you kind of listen to it with other ears. But when I listen to old music like that, there's no competition. It's not like I'm hearing a production technique that I can't do. It's just, from a completely different era and a completely different time. And to me, it's much more relaxing, and honestly, I also feel like the music is often better. Like the songs are better. But I don't know. I've never been like, even when I was like 15 or whatever, I wasn't that into contemporary pop music. What I think we should do is continue to work on the song that we finished the stream on Monday by working on this track. It's called Sight, and it is another demo from back in 2013 or 14. I can't fully remember. All I remember about it is that we gave it up. And listening back to it now, I don't totally understand why. But maybe it wouldn't have fit to the Straight Jacket album. But I think it's a really good song. And that is another song that's going to be put on Patreon. And it's not going to be released. Let's take a quick listen. Let's see. Okay. I need to find the files. Just 1 second. I think I moved some stuff around. Here we go. So I think I'm gonna do some vocals on top of this intro, if I'm gonna use it. I just really like these chords. So the real song. Hi Albert.
To no one, not even to yourself. You're seeing something in me. You're seeing what I don't. A lion looking at me. A broken mouth of gold. Oh. everything. I didn't even know you. We could have never met. I don't even wanna think it, but we're walking like we're dead. All the world, all the world.
Okay, and then it really just continues for a while. Hi, Yunyev. Do I say that right? Yunyev. Let me know. I think maybe I'm close, but glad you found this place too. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Well, thank you. A lot of people really seem to like it. Me too. This is one of the songs where you hear it back and you're like, why the fuck didn't we finish this one? And yes, this will be on Patreon. This will be the next song I put up on Patreon. It might not be until next Wednesday or something. I'll let you guys know, but maybe, and we're talking in time, maybe like a year from now, when we got a lot of Rangleklods B-sides, maybe I'll release something on Spotify. But if you want to hear this in the near future, then Patreon is the place. Okay, so what do I want to do today? Also, Albert, you're talking about hiding the vocals a little bit. Let's take a quick listen. Is it out here?
You might have been the only boy I've met.
I think mainly Albert suggests to hide the vocals a bit. I think maybe it's just a level thing because I really like the sound of it. It is the vocal is extremely in your face, but I think that's kind of like the quality we should go with here. But you're probably right that it was a little bit too just loud. So this is it dialed back like 2 dB, I think.
You might have been the only boy I've met who won't give in to no one.
Okay, and then maybe add a touch of like a quarter note delay.
You might have been the only boy I've met.
And then I think I want to open up this reverb a bit and then just turn the level down. This is a quick tip that's very useful if you're producing music. I barely ever have a reverb on, and this is the vintage verb. I barely ever have a reverb on without an EQ being put before it. And it almost always filters out the lows and highs, but you can really shape the tone of it by and it needs to be before the reverb. Otherwise it sounds a little bit, well, I mean, it just sounds more natural if it's before. So quick tip to you guys. And I just want it to be completely washed out.
You're seeing something in me. You're seeing what I don't. A lion looking at me. A broken mouth of gold. Oh. You might have been the only boy I've met who won't give in to no one, not even to yourself. You're seeing something in me. You're seeing what I don't.
Maybe something like this. And then, so what do I want to do today? Well, two things. Thanks, Madeline. And Albert. I think that's all I'm going to do to the vocal for now. Maybe add a touch of stereo slapback delay, though. In a way where you won't even hear it. But just to make it a little bit less 100% mono. So here's what I'm doing, like spread it out a little bit, no feedback, and let's see if it works the way I want it to. I'm just gonna add a touch, like -25 perhaps.
The universe, it's crumbling, just like the two of us. I said I'd be your master, and you punched me in the gut. You take care of me, and I'll take care of you. I'll get drunk when you're drunk.
Yeah, man, that's it.
You tell me everything. I didn't even know you. We could have never met. I don't even wanna think it, but we're walking like we're dead.
Well, thanks, Brendan. I did spend quite a lot of time on it, so I hope that's the case. Okay, well, what do I want to do with this song today? I know that we have a little bit of vocal from Pernille that we recorded. Actually, I do have one question to begin with. Is that after the second verse, I mean, the way it's built up right now is that we got a verse and then it's followed up by an instrumental chorus. That's at least how I see it, like this bit. And then the second time around, the verse is followed up by a falsetto. And let's just take a quick look. Heinrich doesn't know it. Yeah, I'm into it, man.
I didn't even know you. We could have never met.
Thanks, Migati, and see you later, man. Okay, so here we go. Here's the falsetto. My question is, should we have that falsetto bit also after the first verse, or does it work the way it works? I mean, I can quickly set it up, and we can tell the difference. But I mean, kind of apart from that, I'm feeling fine about the build-up. 1 second, though. I don't want that drum thing to be added there. Let's take it away. Okay.
Me, a broken mouth of gold. Oh.
You know what? No. Fuck that. Let's just keep it the way it was, because I don't know, in my head that doesn't make any sense. Let's just, it's sort of a little bit of a strange build-up, but oh, let me turn off that thing. Hi, Laura. Have you written here before? I don't think I've seen your name before. Welcome. Glad to have you here, man. And thank you. So the instrumental bit, what I would like to do the next like 30 minutes or so is work on the outro, because I think it's a good call for it to just end up in a long drawn out. What I'm talking about is this bit. I'm just going to play you a few seconds. Okay, so this bit, but right now it's completely static. Like the songs are, the sounds are pretty much the same from, what's that, like 4 minutes in and then to 5:30. So I mean, we definitely need to create some interesting developments here sound wise. And I was thinking just to take that that lead sound. I think this is the MIDI that I have. Let's see. If I don't have it, I need to find it on the other computer, but okay, it kind of looks like I need to do that. But the I mean, I'm not a complete idiot. I should be able to find those notes in a few seconds. Let me challenge myself here. Oh, you do, Michi? Sorry to hear that, man. We're opening up. But, yeah. It's for the best. Still sucks, though. Okay, right off the bat, I just want to say I have no idea what the key is. No, but I did figure it out, didn't I? Did I put on an auto-tune or something? I think I did, and it is G minor, classic. Okay, so then is it do 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 do? It's probably the fifth do 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 do. Let's see. Ah, sure, like that. Hi, Marcus. Okay, so I'm just replicating that thing. Dum. So that's it. That's the whole thing. Okay, but I kind of just want to use the MS-20 for this. So let me set up a camera for you to be able to see what I'm doing and turn that bad boy on. It's going to be a few minutes. So in the meantime, let me play you completely. Let's see if it's possible for me to do a 100% washed out version of this for the 2 minutes it takes for me to set this up. I think if I have I think I have a time stretch algorithm. That would be fun. Let's see. Let's just hear it. Okay, let's try that. Anyways, 2 minutes and I'm ready to continue this song. That's maybe a little over the top. Oh yeah. That's funny, Brandon. Just one more minute, guys, and I'm ready. Okay, let's see if this works. It does not. It's upside down though. Let me just figure that out for a second. That was not it. Yes. Okay. Doesn't look superb, but you can see what I'm doing. Let's go with it. Okay. Last bit is to send MIDI to it. You know what? Can I change to like? What if we go with? No. 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 Okay, none of those work. This one does. It's fine. Move on, Espen. Move on. I just want it to be perfect, though, guys. Okay. Kind of freaked myself out there, whispering. I'm sorry. I regret it. I regret it immediately. Okay. Yes. Okay. We actually got the sound going. Okay. What I like about this synthesizer is, Frederik, I think I'll go with, if we're talking synthesizer, I really like the Minilogue XD because you can do digital oscillator stuff, but it's also got two analog oscillators, and the filter is really good, and the effects are awesome. I truly like that one. And drum machine, I would go with the TR8S from Roland. Those are my two favorite pieces right now. None of them are super expensive, but they aren't cheap either. But I mean, the MS-20 that I'm playing around with now, for instance, it's fun, but it can't do loads of different stuff. It can do a couple of things, but then it can do it really well. That's why. Sorry, I forgot about that one. Okay, so it's probably way too bright now. And I think I'm one note off. Dun, dun, dun. The mic I use is the Sphere mic. That works in conjunction with the UAD. I really like it. This particular song, I think, was recorded on a Manly. What was it called? Super expensive mic that I had back then and didn't love. Manly something. But I use the Sphere SPHERE mic now. Hello, Serif. Okay, so I think that every second one is correct now, but I'm like one note off here. That's it. Okay, so what I want to do here is create a lot of different synthesizers playing this particular sound or melody, because then I can sort of dial them in and out and create something that evolves. So let's see. And this is also a way of just doing handmade automation, and then that's it. Because otherwise I can spend hours in a software synthesizer automating, and it doesn't end up in a better place. That is honestly my favorite thing about using hardware synthesizers, is you're stuck with the sound you recorded and deal with it. Move on. Okay, so let's try to just record some shit, see what happens. Also, I will say, let's try to make it a little bit less big, because otherwise I'm gonna lose it soon. Thank you, Morgan. Okay, that's fine. It was maybe a little bit too much. Let's try another thing. I want to do a few sounds that are a little bit more. Let's talk about that for a bit, Brandon, because I think it's interesting. I think the sound of software is, to me, just as good as hardware. It really is. It's just as good. The problem is the control surfaces. Like, pretty soon we must get like an insanely good MIDI controller with like a screen per knob, where it's set up for like 2 envelopes or whatever. So say, for instance, I have here the Minilogue. I've set the MIDI from the Minilogue for instance, Diva and other ones. So like if I touch the cutoff here, it changes it in Diva, and that way it kind of feels like it is hardware, because that's the reason why I'm recording from the MS-20 now is just to commit to a sound and just get moving, because I think workflow wise, software synthesizers are still miles from being as good as hardware synthesizers. But sound-wise, to me, it's the same. They can be just as good. This is something that has happened within the last 5 years or so. But yeah, that's my opinion. But I also had my first software synthesizer before I had my first hardware synthesizer. I'm just happy that I'm in a position where I can use both. Let's put it like that. And then find another sound here for the MS-20. Maybe a bit of portamento. Exactly, Morten. That's how I feel about it. And then it's also about the imperfection. So listen to the MS-20 here, for instance. There's a lot of fucking annoying noise on it. And the envelope sounds strange. It's got that... But it adds something to the whole thing. And I think we're going to see more and more software synthesizers where they are created in order to sound imperfect. Yeah, for sure, Brandon. I mean, those big Neve consoles, they are collector's items. I think some people are amazing at using them, but it won't save your song. It's not gonna make a song better. I don't think so. Now this sound sounds super annoying in itself. Let's see if it works in the mix. It might. Okay, I liked it, but it was a little low, I think. Another fun thing about why sometimes hardware synthesizers are better, it's because they're not in perfect tune. So you see, this is the master tune knob, and it's really difficult to have it at perfect pitch. But that's good because you create like a thicker pitch all around if you combine like 5 different analog synthesizers. Often it's just about the detune. So when you use software synthesizers, kind of be mindful that they're not all in perfect tune. If they are, you're not going to get that analog sound. Just like take one of the sounds, pitch it 2 cents down, another one 2 cents up, another one 10 cents up, and they're not going to sound out of tune. They're just going to sound thick. Okay, but I'm re-recording that. I think this sound could possibly be useful. Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's hear it without the other one, and then let's change it to more of a square wave type of a sound. Yeah, I've heard that pendulate. I think I've used it as a bass on one song so far. I didn't really dive into it, but it sounded cool. I like it here. It sounds great. Okay, let's record that. And the parameters I control while playing is decay and the pulse width modulation. I think that last bit could be interesting to use something like that, like way behind in the soundscape. I love that sound of the octave shifting. Let's try it again. I 100% zoned out for a second, guys. just completely lost my thread. Found myself just staring into nothing for a second. Maybe I had like a minor aneurysm. Anyways, let's see if it works with this added. Ooh, yeah, the timing is off. how. Let me ask you guys a question. Like, how effective do you think this song should be? Like, should it be a long intro, short intro? Are we thinking about creating like a trance-like atmosphere, or do we want it to be like a proper fucking song? This is probably good.
You might have been the only boy I've met who won't give in to no one,
Yeah.
not even to yourself. You're seeing something in me. You're seeing what I don't. A lion looking at me. A broken mouth of gold. Oh. The universe, it's crumbling, just like the two of us. I said I'd be your master, and you punched me in the gut. You take care of me, I'll take care of you. I'll get drunk when you're drunk. You tell me everything. I didn't even know you. We could have never met. I don't even wanna think it, but we're walking like we're dead.
What I'm doing right now is just making sure the timing is perfect.
talking like we're dead. On the world, on the world.
Right now, I gotta say, I'm having a little bit of anxiety to change too much because it's so close to being really good, and I don't know. I just want to make sure I don't fuck it up. Also, I forgot to eat before starting the live stream, and I'm getting pretty fucking hungry. So, I think we're gonna end the stream in a few minutes. If you have any last questions, suggestions, I'm gonna just do one quick little reminder that the Ranglekloss Patreon is up and running, and I would love for you guys to be a part of it, and to for me to be able to share unreleased demos with you, like this one from 2013, Enough.
Whatever you try and improve,
That's cool, Maria.
won't come across.
Yeah, and effects. I've made a drum machine for you guys. There's all sorts of stuff going on, and I can see it looks like, I think one must have joined with the big tier. So that means 1 hour of private or whatever. Well, not whatever. I have my limits, but yeah. And if you want that, maybe think about it pretty soon, because I've set the limit to 5 for the time being, because I think that's all I have time for. But I would love for more people to join like that. It's been a good day. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna work on new music. I don't know which one yet, but we're gonna work on new music. So yeah, I think that's it. Goodbye. See you